Bosses are an integral part of gaming culture, and in nearly every type of game, you're almost guaranteed to see some sort of boss fight. Beating a boss, well, it's a special feeling. They're not your regular mob, they're not 10 of your regular mob. They're special opponents that you'll encounter just once throughout the game, and that nearly always makes for a memorable fight. Now, some people don't like boss fights. Like this guy. He wants to skip boss fights with the press of a button. Some bosses, like the Adamantoise from Final Fantasy 15, it's just a giant turtle that you have to hit for like 2 hours. That's not really a test of skill, more endurance. Other bosses, well, others are just pain personified. So here's our office picks of the hardest and most infuriating bosses we've encountered. Now don't take this as gospel, this is just the office picks. So let us know your picks down in the comments below and enjoy this great video. Bloodborne is the latest game in the much loved but now dormant Soulsborne series, a series known for its punishing difficulty, rich lore and great bosses. But to be honest, me and Mike didn't really have much trouble with the now infamous Orphan of Kos. You just bait his leap attack and then backstab him, parry him, parry him, parry him, visceral. Come on. So we're including a boss so annoying that Mike actually threatened physical violence against me if I didn't include it. The Chalice Dungeon Amygdala.
I fought the Amygdala. Yeah. I beat her in the main game. It was okay. Got her first time, I think. She just kept jumping on my head.
Did you beat her eventually?
Yeah, I beat her.
Thanks, Mike. Next up, Drakengard 3 with the Flower Boss. Drakengard is a series that's probably best known these days as the origin of its spin-off Nier and Nier Automata, but the third installment of Drakengard has one of the toughest and most obscure boss battles in gaming. Drakengard has a seamless blend of hack and slash gameplay and aerial battles, so you can imagine then why the final boss turning Drakengard 3 into a rhythm game could annoy some players. Never mind the fact that missing one note meant instant failure, and at some points the screen was completely blacked out. I'll let Liam tell you why this boss fight is so challenging, and more importantly, why Yoko Taro is a sick man.
I'll tell you why Yoko Taro is a sick, disturbed individual who makes a hack and slash game and then puts the final boss as a rhythm game. But you can't see the camera, you can't see the notes you're meant to hit. It is so infuriating. I spent about an hour on this boss, if not longer, probably more like 4 hours even. I had to get a YouTube video and time my button presses with a YouTube video. Who does that?
How did it feel when you finally beat the game? Thanks to Liam. So, my pick next. It's a bit of a weird one, right? But Whizpig from Diddy Kong Racing, this giant pig, is the worst ever. I know what you're thinking, it's just a giant pig, but honestly, if you've played this game, you'll know exactly what I'm on about. Diddy Kong Racing was a great alternative to Mario Kart on the N64, and it had a well better soundtrack. It also had this giant pig called Whizpig, who you had to beat in future Funland, and he kicked your ass every time. This kid I went to school with, Matthew Anderson, right? Apparently broke his N64 in a rage. I don't know anyone could do that, and I don't even know if he actually did that. But it's just a little story that I heard. Imagine breaking your N64 as a kid, how annoyed you'd have to be. I don't know why I put that part in. I even bought Nintendo Power magazine, which had a guide on beating him, and I couldn't do it. I thought maybe this was because I was about 8. But I went back at the ripe old age of 22 and only managed to beat him after about 15 attempts. They've nerfed this on the DS version actually, but yeah, the fact that you're in a car and he's this giant pig who runs is obviously bullshit. He's not even racing at that point, really, is he? Well, he's not kart racing, he's just running. The only way to beat him is you don't miss a single boost. I think every single corner perfect. And it's just a bunch of bullshit, really. It's just a huge difficulty spike in an otherwise quite fun game aimed clearly at kids. Back in the NES and SNES days, they used to make games really hard because that way people wouldn't ever do them and they didn't have to finish the game. That's happened a couple of times. But this is the N64 days, there was no excuse. They just added this random difficulty spike, a giant pig, is he even wearing trousers? And I know what you're thinking, like, where's Gaz? Where's his opinion? Well, you know what, Gaz isn't here, so I need to get this video done, so I've just missed him out. But I think he didn't like that cave boss from Neo, actually, but he's not here, so I don't want to answer for him. So there you go, that's our picks of the hardest bosses in gaming, at least in our opinion. But we only picked 3, there's loads more we could have put in there easily. The Nameless King from Dark Souls 3, Kangak from Baldur's Gate 2, Sephiroth from Kingdom Hearts, they're all pieces of shit as well. But what do you guys think? That's what I want to know. So if you enjoyed this quite unusual format of a video, let me know what you want me to cover next, and I'll do it. Sat in a chair, drinking a coffee. Remember to let me know what your most infuriating boss fight is down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new around here. We've got plenty more content on the screen right here if you want to check that out. There's also a link to our Patreon if you want to support the channel. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.